with you. The voice of the beat.
You know what I want?
Blaze up.
Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy, for your boy, for your boy, for your boy. Also for your boy, fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, drop it for your wah, 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 lift it up.
Good morning. How y'all doing? Sorry, I'm chewing. Get up in here and like the video, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Shout out to everybody in the building. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Sorry, y'all. Happy Thursday. Y'all know I'm over here chewing on non-leaders now. Y'all already know what it is. But anyway, y'all, good morning. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all get the like, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Son, thank you for becoming a new member. Let me give y'all a little wiggle so y'all can go ahead on and like the video because I feel like the likes ain't liking. Now, I haven't looked yet, but I just feel it on my spirit. But let me give y'all a little wiggle and then auntie real quickly. Y'all get the lights up.
Let's go, Miss Peggy.
Y'all make it.
Let's go, Peggy. Miss Peggy bother, Peggy bother, Peggy bother, Peggy bother. Make that ass drop, make that ass rock. Ooh, make that ass drop, make that ass rock. Ooh, do it for a whopper, make it wobble for a whopper. Wobble for a whopper, make it wobble for a whopper. Ooh, Peggy Sue, ooh, Peggy, ooh, Peggy, ooh. Peggy about to say she about to work it like a black girl. Make that ass jump, make it rock like a black girl. Rock. You fine, Peggy. You fine, Peggy. Ooh, you fine, Peggy. Ooh, bow-legged Peggy and a booty kind of heavy. Bend it on over, girl, toot it like a levy. Bow-legged Peggy, booty kind of heavy. Bend that ass over, toot it like a levy. Lift that ass, lift that ass, lift that ass. Ooh, Peggy about to work, she about to rock, she about to move, she about to make it. Oh, Miss Peggy.
Will somebody please deport me? Yeah, I need deported. Please deport me back home to my father who art in heaven. Yeah, I wanna go. I wanna be deported. Handcuff me and send me away to the Father. 'Cause there's so much going on this earth. It gets to me sometimes, yeah. And in these times, I gotta remind myself of my beautiful qualities to help me keep on pressing. Such as, I am beautiful on the inside and out. I am unique. I am real and authentic. Yeah. I'm not like everybody else, 'cause I'm me, and that's alright. I am lovable, I am loving, and I am loved. Yeah, I am healthy, and I am wealthy. So until my father called me home, I guess I can't be deported, but I'm gonna be imported right here, right now, and enjoy my day, and I hope you do too. Peace.
Go ahead on, Teasy. Some of y'all need deporting. Speaking of deporting, I'm flying into San Antonio Saturday night on the red eye. So, but there's that. We will be going live today later on at the Dollhouse. We will be going live at the Dollhouse later on today. I don't know on what yet, but we will be going live. I also have some Rockhead content coming for y'all on the other channel because she's been running around too much and too often. So I guess we'll talk about that. We may do baddies this evening and a little bit of Rockhead, a little razzle dazzle of Rockhead later on. But ultimately, shout out to everybody in the building. My hands is ashy. I wash my hands too much, but neither here nor there. Y'all come on in, get the likes up on the video. Now we have a show today. We're going to talk about Young Thug. Didn't I tell y'all yesterday? Let me pull these ashy hands back. But didn't I tell y'all yesterday when Young Thug started commenting on Young Scooter getting unalived, talking about autopsy? I said, you better tread light for them people violate you. Well, that's what they're trying to do, and we're going to get into that. And it's Fanny. You know, the one who was still caught up with her old man. They just was seen again, girl, spotted out again. Fanny and her old man. She don't care what y'all say. She said she with her nigga. You feel what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. So Fanny trying to violate him. Aisha Howard, the baby mama of Anthony Edwards, who they alleged to have, he alleged to have offered her 18 months of child support up front. Yeah, girl. She has responded to the critics and she's trying to gather the girls. So we'll get into that. Lil Baby, he's got a RICO on the way too. We're going to get into that. I told y'all they're trying to clean house. DDG admits to lying about buying that Porsche for that baby, but I don't know why anybody would believe it in the first place. And this guy, Darion Jenkins, was released from jail, from prison. And his mama was so excited that he was coming home. Offer this fool to unalive his mama and his brother? Girl, the way black people be loving on these jailbirds needs to be studied. I ain't gonna lie. And this is no shade. Shout out to the people who done been down to prison. But I be scared. I ain't gonna lie. When y'all be coming home, something about y'all, you know what I mean? Especially the ones that go to prison. Jail, we can talk. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the prisons. Y'all be scaring me when y'all come home. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna act scared, but on the back of my mind, I just be like, hey, yeah. The prison ones, y'all be scaring me. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Even if you went on fraud or something, I don't know. Just something about coming home. You know, and that with that brown paper bag with all your belongings in it. You know. For real, it's something about coming home with that brown paper bag with all your belongings in it that really be, you know, it caused alarm in my brain. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying? Some people go to prison unwrongly and unjustly. Yeah, Sharice, with them glasses on and all of that, girl. It's just something about it, you know. Again, jail, yeah, that's a frequent thing. Sometimes niggas go in and out on some BS. But see that prison, ooh, Lord, girl. Something about smelling that iron on you. You know what I'm saying? You know, because prison is full of iron. Like everything, the bed made of iron, the toilet made of iron, the gates made of iron. They come out smelling like iron and copper. Something about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Then they always coming out talking about all the books they read. Yeah, because I read the 48 Laws of Power. And when I read, see, this is the thing. See, because I get it. Yeah, you be reading too. And I could tell by the way you talk. You be reading. But see, when you really sit down and you have time to just focus on the book that you're reading and you listen to the 48 Laws of Power when you read it, and then you go get the audio book and then you have the book read to you. You see what I'm saying? It hit different because the understanding that you get, you feel what I'm saying? See, that's a different understanding when you behind them bars, you know. But I can tell you be reading though. That's what's up. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Nervous laugh. Okay. Okay, girl. Get me out of here. Please get this nigga on my call. But anyway, let's get into that story since we here, because this is no laughing matter. Now, this young man, he went to prison. His mama had wrote that he was coming home. She was so excited. Yes, she was. All to find out he was going to come home and unalive her. You know, that's a different level of horrible, right? And I know this ain't everybody, because I got family that done came out of prison. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, you know, but I ain't gonna lie. I think this was so messed up. But let's just get the bad news out the way, because I feel like yesterday's show was so heavy. You know what I mean? I feel like yesterday's show was so heavy. We need to have a lighter show today. What y'all think? We was talking about real stuff, you know, insurance and organ transplants and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I felt like today we need to lighten up the show a little bit. So let's get the darkest part out the way, which is this. And then we gonna Joce. You feel what I'm saying? We gonna Joce it out. You feel what I'm saying? We gonna Joce bad today. So, okay. Now, Darion Jenkins, Darion, girl, I don't know. This the boy. It says, man arrested for murder of his mother and 15-year-old brother 6 days after being released from prison. It says a Wilson man has been hit with murder charges linked to the tragic deaths of his mother and younger brother, according to local authorities. The Wilson Police Department reports that 25-year-old Darion Dante Jenkins is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder following a serious incident that went down on the 1700 block of Snowden Drive. Around 5:23 p.m. on Monday, officers showed up after responding to an unknown type of call and discovered 2 individuals dead at the scene. It says on Tuesday, police confirmed that the victims identified as 50-year-old Dana Vanessa Jenkins and her 15-year-old son, Darion Jenkins, is currently locked up at the Wilson County Jail without bond, and the investigation into this devastating case is ongoing. Let's get into the story, y'all. Get the lights up.
With no bond, charged with murdering his mother and 15-year-old brother. Police say the mother, identified as Dana Jenkins, and the juvenile were found inside a home on Snowden Drive Monday.
Yeah, CBS 17's Baron James joins us live outside that home tonight. Baron, you've learned Jenkins was on parole after being released from prison just last week.
Yeah, Angela and Liz. In fact, 1 week ago today, his family tells me he got out of prison and came here to this house, this duplex, his mom's home, apartment A, where police found the suspect as well as the bodies of his mother and little brother.
He knew they was coming to get him.
Wilson police arrested and charged 25-year-old Darion Dante Jenkins with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of his mom, 50-year-old Dana Vanessa Jenkins, and his little brother, a 15-year-old, their cousin, who also lives next door. Wanilla Carnegie told me she dreaded this day would come.
I'm hurt because I knew he was going to do something. You can just see he was so fidgetive. He was so anxious. He could not stay still. He had that sneakiness about him. You know what I mean? Like a crazy person trying to get ready to do something, like premeditation.
Police took Darion Jenkins into custody here at his mom's duplex apartment on Snowden Drive Monday afternoon after officers found the 2 bodies inside. His cousin says they had been stabbed to death sometime between 8:30 Sunday night, shortly after she says she last saw them alive, and 3 o'clock Monday morning, a couple hours before she saw the suspect standing on the front porch.
He's looking like he just got out of the mental ward, or he's getting ready to do something, or he have done something, because the look on his face told me that he done something, because his hand was cut all up, you know. And
Darion's hand.
Yeah, he had the bandage on his hand.
Carnegie also says she became concerned about her loved ones because of the way the cousins' cars were parked.
I looked over to the side and I was like, why is her car turned this way? She never parks this.
So that was the first indication you thought something's not right.
I did.
This all happened 6 days, Carnegie told me, after Darion Jenkins got out of prison.
Tonight with no bond, charged with murder.
Wow. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. So this boy comes out of jail, out of prison, and the cousin who lives next door said she knew from the moment she saw him something was off about him. Now, don't get me wrong, when it comes to parents, we don't see our children. Sometimes we go, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we have blinders on when it comes to our kids and we don't see things that others see. But at the end of the day, this is telling that the cousin who lived next door saw something immediately and was like, wow, like something over here is not good. Hold on, Vu, I know about that town. When I tell you that there's something wrong with a lot of people in that town, I mean it. I had a culture shock when I was there. Wow. Where is it? Wilson, what? Who knows where this town is? It seems to me that he premeditated murdering them people before he came home. 6 days. And when you look at his photo, the proof of a person is behind their eyes. He is hollow behind his eyes. Look at his eyes. North Carolina. Okay, thank y'all. But listen, look at his eyes. There's nothing there. Like it's hollow back there. It's almost like you see his eyes, but there's nothing behind them. You know what I mean? yeah, this is different. This is different. And the fact that he was standing on the porch and just waiting for the police to come there tells me that he wanted to go back to prison. He wanted to. You know what I mean? Yeah, Almond Brown, no soul. Yeah. No soul. Yeah. Let me also say this too. You do know that they practice MK Ultra in military and prisons as well. I'm not saying that that's what this is, because this may not have nothing to do with it. But I just don't understand, especially a black boy. Most black men, well, not nowadays, but typically most black men love their mamas. Nowadays, we got a school of black men who hate their mothers. Pac said it. And in the future, we'll have a race of babies that hate the ladies that make the babies. That's where we're at. Pac called it in the 90s. He says we'll have a race of babies that hate the ladies that makes the babies. That's where we are. Black men hate a lot of, not all of them. Some of them, there's a group of them that hate black women. But I've never seen this be a thing where a young black boy kills his mother. Like, she normally is the one who's off limits more than anybody. And our brother, we could talk about it. But mama, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But the cousin next door knew something was off from the beginning. And I don't know if she tried to warn the mama. I don't know, what kind of mental situation he's on, because he literally sat there and waited for the police to come get him. What's MK Ultra? MK Ultra is mind control. It's allegedly, conspiracy theory. It's allegedly a government CIA operation where the government basically tested ways to control people's mind. If y'all ever heard of Charles Manson in the 70s, who had those clear women going unalive all them people, allegedly they were under my control. It happened basically. Oh, also Jeffrey Dahmer. What's the clown killer dude from the 60s? It was a lot of people. Basically, what they were doing, allegedly, was the government was taking, they were doing experimentation on people's brains and controlling them through the mind. Okay. Thank you, Outside the Box. She said, I'll say not allegedly for you. There you go. But yeah, John Wayne Gacy, him too. It was another one. It was a whole bunch of them. You got to keep in mind, they have documented cases on what they would do to people. As a matter of fact, I told y'all with Master Farad Muhammad, that's the clear man who founded the Black Muslim movement. It was said that MK Ultra was used on a man that was a black man who went on a whole killing spree in the early 1900s for Master Farad Muhammad. Allegedly, they were saying that MK Ultra was used on that man. Yes, Ted Bundy. I don't think Ye MK. I don't think Ye MK. But all of them serial killers in the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, a lot of them were allegedly under MK Ultra. But basically all it is a mind control program. And they did it to a lot of military people. Most of your that's another thing too. A lot of y'all don't know this. Most of the serial killers from the 60s were in the military, the army preferably, and that's why they were doing it. So, but they do it under people who they have 100% control over. So military, prisons, and even regular, average, everyday people too. We just don't see it. Right, Abundance, allegedly. But the way the cousin said she just knew something was wrong, how he was fidgety and all this stuff. Yeah, it tells me everything. Now, let me say this too, because I'm glad y'all bringing up these cult leaders. I don't believe the cult leaders use MK Ultra. Can I tell y'all why? So like David Koresh, what's the other one? All them cult leaders, Jim Jones, I don't think they use MK Ultra. And you want to know how I can prove it? Because celebrities have the same mind control over people right now in 2025. Stop me when I start lying. Celebrities have the exact same mind control over people in 2025. And they don't use no drugs. They're not putting nobody under no experiments or nothing. It's just that easy. This is what I learned being a content creator, and it's scary. I'm going to be completely honest, y'all. I'm going to be 100% candid with y'all. This is what I learned being a celebrity. I'm being a celebrity, God knows. Being a content creator. What I've learned is it is so easy to manipulate people and make them follow you blindly. I pay attention to it more, okay? All you have to do is have influence, and people will do whatever you tell them to do. That is scary to me. That is very, very scary to me. And I don't even want people like that follow. You know what I mean? And the government knows this. That's why there's controlled people. That's why they put people in place to control people, because they have control over the people, which is your celebrities, right? So your celebrities have control over large groups of people, but the government and the people and the powers that be that are in charge have full control over them. So they don't have to worry about them taking a whole group of people off the ledge to do something crazy. The ones they don't have control over, they get rid of. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King at the end of his days. You know what I mean? I don't believe any of those cult leaders have mind control due to MK Ultra thing. They don't have to. People are easily led. Easily. They got people who will kill you and try to unalive you if you say something about their pastors, their celebrities. You get it? It ain't MK Ultra. For lack of a better term, forgive my French and forgive my bluntness. I just got to say this part. People are stupid. Does that make sense? And I don't mean that to be derogatory. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to sit at no high horse, because I too was one of those people. Well, I never really was that behind celebrity, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I've always been like the eyeball out. But honestly, especially in America, not even just America, all over the world, people are stupid, and the government knows that. That's why they put control people in place to lead people. The reason why they get rid of the cult leaders is because the cult leaders are not under their control. That's why they get rid of the cult leaders, because these cult leaders can take large masses of people and make them do whatever they want. And that is a direct threat to the power structure and the power that be. That's why they make it criminal. That's why they get rid of them. They're not tripping off the pastors. They're not tripping off the celebrity. They got 100% full control over them. They're not worried about them. But see, them cult leaders, they always get them up out of here. They always 86 them because they cannot control them. That's why it's illegal to be a cult leader. But now they don't have to, yeah. There you go, Gina. They got their own agenda. Yeah. Facts. They have their own agenda. People are easily led, and it's weird. But with this situation, it wouldn't surprise me if that was some MK Ultra stuff. And it's all a bunch of studies. It's a bunch of clear men in the back, or not even just clear. I don't know, but I'm just going clear. It's a bunch of men with some lab coats. Just, okay, send them out there. Let's see how it happened. It's people taking data and all this stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy work. So it wouldn't surprise me with this, but blessed, rest in peace to the family, to the mother and the son. This man right here needs serious help. And it seems to me like he was trying to get back to prison. It wouldn't surprise me if he was sent out on a mission like that. That's just my conspiracy theory brain, though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but anyway, y'all get the likes up. Let's get off of that. That's a bit dark. Let's get off of that, girl. Now, all right, I want to go into DDG. So DDG came out. Remember, he told y'all that he bought Halo a car. And remember, I told y'all crazy if y'all believe he bought Halo a car. This is all for content. This kind of goes into what we were saying just now. This is what people have to understand as it pertains to the internet. This is what I need y'all to understand really quickly. Y'all get the likes up on the video. As a content creator, I see things differently. I see it from a different lens. People will do anything on this internet and know it's 100% lie and 100% fake because they know that it's going to spark a reaction, because we live in an emotional age. Everybody's attached to their emotions. Every single person, okay? So DDG knew that if I get on this internet and say I bought Halo, who was only turning 1 year old, a Ferrari, people are going to flame me up because y'all hate DDG simply because y'all like Halle Bailey. Most people hate DDG simply because you love Halle Bailey. Again, it's easy to have people be. You don't need MK Ultra to have people follow. You know what I mean? These other people blindly. Okay. Most people hate DDG simply because they love Halle Bailey. Period, point blank. That boy is an active father. That boy, y'all, he using the baby for clout. Y'all don't do that to nobody else. But as soon as DDG get on here with his son, which I don't see a problem with if the mama don't have a problem with it, here come a lot of black women. Oh, he's just a clout chaser. Oh, that baby hates him. And it's just like, y'all, on one hand, say you want active black fathers. Then when you see one, you shame him for it. You can't win for losing. You can't win for losing. So it is what it is. But he understands that. And see, DDG probably lives in a place like me. I don't give a damn what y'all say on this internet about me. Because when I log out, I don't take the internet with me. And I'm pretty sure he don't neither. And him having a major platform that he has, he antagonizes the same people who hate him day in and day out. That's his goal. He's making money off of your emotions. That's what he's doing. He making money. Every time you type, oh, he ain't nothing. Oh, that baby gonna hate him. It makes him money. Y'all don't see it because you're in your fields. You get it? You get it. Y'all don't see it because you're in your fields. He doesn't care if you hate him. He doesn't care how many times you type in the doggone thing that you hate him and he's a horrible father. At the end of the day, every time you type, his bank account goes cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. You get it? So what he does is he sees that he has a large hate group and he antagonizes that hate group every chance he gets because it adds money to his bank account. I'm telling you how this shit works. Y'all may not believe it or not, but I'm telling you what's really happening with content creators. Most of the beats you see on here be fake. Most of the breakups be fake. Most of the relationships be fake. 90% of the shit you see on the internet is fake. It's not just reality TV. Most of it is fake. But they don't care. They just out here making content because they know people are in the emotions and they feels and they're going to click it. So back to this whole Ferrari. He buys the Ferrari for Halo. Here come all the black women Twitter fingering it up. Oh my God, he's such a horrible father. He don't care about nobody but himself. And his bank account goes up. Now, fast forward, he's doing an interview with, who's this girl? India Love, and he admits to India Love that he never bought the Ferrari, that the Ferrari was rented. Now, I knew that when I saw it because first and foremost, why would he buy a car for a 1-year-old baby who won't be able to drive it until he's 16? It didn't make sense. It didn't make any sense. But for people to even take that and think that it's true simply because how much they hate him, not realizing your hate is paying his bills, is asinine to me. It's asinine to me. Okay, so let's get into him talking about how he lied about the Ferrari. Check it out.
What happened to Halo Ferrari that you was driving? I'm just curious. I really don't know.
You want to be honest?
Yeah, of course. It's over here.
I rented it. Okay, I said it.
Okay.
I said it.
Why did you do that? For like,
I think it was cool. Like, it was a good moment. He gonna be able to look at that when he get older, you know?
And then be like, he was fucking joking. What happened to Halo Ferrari?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. He didn't rent that car because it's gonna be cool for Halo to look back. He rented that car to troll y'all and make money. You feel what I'm saying? Right. And that's the thing, JM. It's little things that people don't catch on to. The man who was showing him how to drive the car was the man who owned the car. Like, they wasn't even quiet about that part. He literally was telling them, hey, do this, don't do that, don't do this. You don't want to wreck it. It costs X amount of money. The man was literally right there who owned the car. You can't make it up. He rented the car to troll y'all and make money. That's what that was all about. It was a way to kill two birds with one stone. Halo get some shine, and he get to troll y'all, and y'all put money in his pockets by hating him. Easy peasy. That's how content creators work, and that's how content creation is. 95% of the shit you see on this internet is fake. It's fake. Y'all beefing with people on these, even with the Kenya and Brit situation, that's probably fake. It's all fake. It's all a lie. Y'all got to understand. That's why it's bad when people take this stuff with them, this internet stuff with them, and it affects them when they log out of the internet, if they ever log out. This is why it's very scary and very bad for us to take this stuff with us, because these people are playing in your face. The internet is like the world. It's a stage. Most of the stuff you see is all cap and all lies. And DDG just admitted it. I just rented it, but he's not being 100% honest. He rented it to troll y'all to put money in his pocket. Don't believe nothing you see on the internet because it's all lies.
It's survival. I guess somebody lied. Smells like somebody lied.
You get it? Special K said Kim Pye released a video with the Bravo producer explaining how they put batteries in these housewives' back. They do that on every single show. I told you 95% of it's reality, but only 5% is real. Maybe 90-10. I'll go 90-10. 90 is reality. 90% of what you see on these reality TV shows and just on the internet, period. 90% is reality, but only 10% is real. If you don't understand between real and reality, you're already lost. You're already lost. Don't let that go over your head. Reality and real, although can be similar, and also although they can coexist at the same time, are also different for the most part. Real and reality. Okay? Don't ever let that go over your head. But yeah, it makes sense that he rented it. If y'all believe that man went spent $500,000 on a car for Halo's first birthday, then y'all was crazy anyway. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was crazy anyway. All right, let's move on. All right, I want to move to Aisha Howard. No, let me do a little quick sidebar. Oh, they asking Shamia about Shamia's car. So this is what I know about people who get these cars. Listen, this is the thing. Let's be clear about this. Let's really be clear about this. Real rich people don't spend their money frivolously. There's a reason why we've been seeing Shamia for the last 15 years, and none of us knew that girl had that money that she had. Let me put y'all on. How my old man say he country. Let me put your boots on right quick. Let me put y'all boots on right quick. Real rich people don't spend their money frivolously. Okay? That's why all this time we've been seeing Shamia been looking like the average regular girl. Shamia didn't start putting on until this season of The Housewives. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? If you all of a sudden now seeing Shamia getting Rolls Royces delivered to her and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably not real. Reality, but not real. He could have leased her a car. Who knows? But he could just be leasing it for the next couple years for her to have on the show. Remember, now that the cat's out the bag and we know that she has money, she has to sell that to you. Okay? She has to sell that to you. All this time prior to, I never seen Shamia hopping out no McLarens and all of this. But now that she's on the show and the cat's out the bag, she has to sell being rich to you. The house is the house. The house is theirs. You can't deny that. But all this extra glam and she wearing these gowns in the confessional and the Rolls Royce and they're selling the idea. They're selling you the character. That's what reality TV is all about, to sell you the character. Okay, so right now what Shamia is doing is selling the character. So of course, her first episode, her man gonna gift her a Rolls Royce. Of course, she has to sell you the character. She has to sell you the reality. You get it? Think about it. She has to sell you the reality. What's real is they do have money, but what's reality is what she's showing you on this TV. Thank you, Bree. Marketing and media. I guess because I took marketing in college, I understand. And then I've been watching reality TV since its inception. And once I started reviewing it, it makes me look at it differently because now I'm seeing behind the lens. Because this is the thing. When I watch reality TV, even the ones that I don't review, but especially the ones that I review, when I'm watching reality TV, I'm not looking at it in the lens that I used to before I used to review it. Before I used to review it, I didn't see nothing but what was put in front of me on that TV because, girl, I don't care at this point. I'm just trying to enjoy the show. But when you start to review the show and you start to have to peel back layers on this stuff, you start to realize that 90% of it is fake. AF. They slip show all the time. Did y'all not see when Tasiki ended up fighting Bad Dolly? And what did Anna Mac say? We made that up. That was made up. But Tasiki didn't know that we had already talked behind the scenes and said we were going to fake a fight. They slip show all the time. Y'all just don't catch it. If it was a snake, it would have bit you. Now, don't get me wrong. What's real are the fights. They fight. That be real. But reality is the reasoning behind the fight, the beats, it's fake. It's all fake. Cat's out the bag. It's all fake. Okay. Very few of it is real. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, neither here nor there. That's why you got to take it for entertainment and go on about your way. Don't take this stuff home with you. Don't log out these internets and get off these TVs and take this stuff into your homes because you're inviting a whole bunch of fake stuff into your life. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I'm telling you, it ain't worth it. I promise you. Now let's move on. Speaking of reality, Angela Oakley. So y'all know Angela Oakley is on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's married to Charles Oakley. She thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread, and he looks at her like he hates her. Let's really be clear about it. Let's really be clear about this, okay? I don't care what nobody says. A lot of people want to sit up here and make it seem like these people, because they looking on TV and seeing something that they think is real. Y'all with these couples goals, y'all with these, oh no, she got this, she feel like that. Y'all don't know these people, neither do I. It seems to me, listen, I don't listen to what people say. I've been like that since I was a little bitty girl. When people talk to me, I hear it, I process it, and I store it. Because I wait for people's actions to match the words. And that's why I don't like dating, right? Y'all know how when you first go on dates and you got to say, oh, how old are you? How many kids you got? And da-da-da-da. What's the first thing niggas do? I'm telling you from a woman's point of view. The first thing niggas do is listen for you to tell them about yourself, and then they tailor themselves towards what you're saying. So if I say, oh, I got one kid, I've been married once, engaged once, in a man's mind, most of the time, he's like, okay, bet. She not one of these women who've been out here with a whole bunch of niggas because she only got one baby daddy. That's a good thing. So when I tell her about me, I'm probably not going to tell her up front that I got 5 baby mamas. See, I'm going to mention that I have kids, but I'm going to gloss over that. But the way that I am during the dating process, once you gloss over it, we're going to come back. So how many kids you got? Oh, okay. How many baby mamas? Then, oh, yeah, well, see, I got 5. Oh, okay. You get it? It's like an interview. I don't listen to nothing people say, though. I process it and I store it, and then I wait to see if their actions match. And with Charles Oakley, his actions toward his so-called wife, Angela, is that he does not like her. He just doesn't. He just does not like her. Y'all can say what y'all want. Y'all can get up here and say it's just his personality. I'm pretty sure it's a woman in his past or a woman in his present that he has treated much better than Angela Oakley. He don't like that lady. I'm just telling you now. It could be a situation where they playing this shit up for the cameras because she's on the show now. I can't go on the show without you, Charles. I need you. Okay, we could play married. Come on. Even, I'm not saying that they're not really married, but okay, we can move in together. You know who else this remind me of? Remember Pastor Holy Whore, Jamal Bryant? Remember that reunion when Monique flamed up Gizzard and told Giza, and your man's not even sitting here next to you, and all of this, that, and the third. Put a one in the chat if y'all remember that. Giza got flamed up. Do you hear me? By Monique, because she said Jamal Bryant wasn't going to be there for her and be with her at the reunion. When it came out that he had a girlfriend and was singing his Big D all around the congregation, what did the lady text messages say? That he told her that was for the show. I'm not really back with Giselle. That's for the show. Monique read the receipts on the reunion, and Giza couldn't do nothing that but sit her neck back and go, y'all remember that? Yeah. They do stuff like this. Charles Oakley is giving me those teas. I'm just here to help her with this show, get her bag, and then I'm out. So it was rumored that he had a baby on her, and I caught it when she described her kids, and we're gonna get into it. When she described her family, she said, I have a daughter, I have a child, a whatever. Charles has Charles Jr., and then we have another kid together. And I said, hold on, skirt. So how is it that he has a child in between you, your oldest child and your last child, but y'all been together at least 13, 14, 15 years? It didn't make sense. And I said to myself, I said, there's either he done had a baby on her and she just trying to gloss over that, or something in the milk ain't clean. It just didn't make sense, okay? So now, years ago, Wendy Williams did a piece on Charles Oakley talking about how he got kicked out of the stadium. Remember, that's another thing she said. They had a break in their marriage, Angela Oakley. She said they had a break in their marriage because he got kicked out of a stadium and she couldn't help him get past that. So they ended up having a break in their marriage. And I'm going, girl, what? What is you talking about, huh? Okay, so this is just a little quick mention. Let's get into what Wendy had said about Charles Oakley back in the day, and how she basically exposed that he had a baby on Angela, and that would be the baby, the Charles Jr. baby that she don't want to tell us about.
Suzanne, I was at a party with he and his wife one time.
Yes.
And when I was leaving and, getting myself together, gathering my belongings. So I said goodbye to Charles, and then she came over and said goodbye, and she gave me a hug, and then she whispered in my ear, she said, can I tell you something? I said, what? She goes, Wendy, it's only a baby.
Oh.
You can work this out. And I looked at her like, has this ever happened to you? So she said, yes. I said, did you work it out? And she pointed over to Charles and said, yes. I said, well, then you're more forgiving than me. Suzanne, I was at a party with he and his wife one time.
All right. Now, I kept moving the screen back and forth because I don't want to get copyright. But listen. Okay. So basically what Wendy was saying was, remember when her husband had that baby on her? Basically, she said Angela Oakley came up to her and was like, girl, it's only a baby. And Wendy was like, what you mean? She was like, it's only a baby. It's not that deep. So she's alleging that, and she asked Angela, well, did that happen to you? She was just like, yeah, with Charles. That would explain Charles Jr. Now, why is this important? When she came on, remember I just told y'all there's reality and there's real. Reality is when she got on this internet and on this show, she made it seem like they had a little break in their marriage because of him getting kicked out of Madison Square Garden, but then they got back together and it was nothing. But watch how she described the children really quickly. Watch how she described the family. Look.
My favorite thing is when reality TV starts.
Hold on.
Last night, my favorite thing is when reality TV stars think we're as stupid as they want us to be. So did we peep in episode 2 of Real Housewives of Atlanta when Angela said this?
We shared 4 beautiful children. I have Amari, who's 24, Aiden, who's 11, Charles has Charlie Jr., and we shared Arlie, who's 7.
You heard that? She put Charlie Jr. before her last child. So that would tell me that there was a child, as far as age-wise, in between your 2 kids that you got for him. He cheated on you between 2 kids. You had a baby for him. He had an outside baby. Then you turned around and had another baby. But this is reality and this is real. If you let her fans tell you they are in love, that's just his personality. It's not that deep. I would go out on a limb and put my neck on the chopping board probably Probably. That man don't even like that lady. He just there to help her with this show. You could tell the way he look at her, the way he talked to her, the way he like, oh, you need to go fix your glue. You look a mess. Like, that's not a loving husband. That's not a loving husband at all. Right, JM? It's not what they say. Sometimes it's what they don't say. But I just want to show y'all that's proof with these reality TV shows. God, these people be lying to y'all in y'all face. Let's move on. Let's get into let's get Aisha Howard. Ooh. So yesterday we spoke about Aisha Howard. Aisha Howard is the baby mother of Anthony Edwards, who's also the baby mother of Lil Baby. I didn't know the heifer was a professional baby mama. Yes, professional baby mothers exist. I don't know who out there needs to hear this. Professional baby mamas exist. There's a small group of girls, beautiful girls, that go around athletes and rappers and collect baby daddies like infinity stones. Okay? I'm just being honest. There's a group of girls that go around rappers, entertainers, and athletes and collect baby daddies like infinity stones. It's a full-time job. Argue with your mom, not mine. I'm telling you what it is. Y'all don't want to believe it. Y'all want to make it seem like it ain't like that. These people really be falling in love and the relationship just goes left. And then y'all want to feel sorry for the baby mama. Why is you feeling sorry for her? Don't feel sorry for her. It's all a part of the plan. Okay? This is what they do. You got the ones who go and be professional sluts. And then if they get married and find one that's going to settle down with them and forget their whole past, then that don't work out. Then they go to acting crazy and crying and I gave him 10 years of my life, but you gave the whole league 10 years before that. What are you talking about? It's all a game, okay? That's what this is all about. Okay, so boom. Aisha Howard seems to be one of those baby mama or baby daddy collectors. That's what it seems to be. She seems to be a baby daddy collector. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a woman, and I'm going to take it from the mindset of a woman. Once my status goes up in men, it don't go back down. What do you mean by that, Voodoo? Well, I'll tell you. If I start dating a nigga who makes 6 figures, I'm not dating no nigga that make less than that after that. My coochie status has literally been raised and lifted. If I start dating a nigga who have careers and businesses and all that, the next nigga ain't gonna work at McDonald's. It's a status that your coochie gets. If you're smart, heavy on if you're smart. Once you hit a status, you don't revert. You only go up. You don't go back down. It's a one-way escalator up, not down. So in these girls' defense, once they get a baby by a rapper, I can't go get a baby by Joe Schmo. Why would I do that? That's hustling backwards. So in the girl's defense, I don't blame him. Hell, if my first baby daddy is Lil Baby, the next nigga gonna have more money than Lil Baby. It just is what it is. So for the hustle part, and as a woman, I ain't mad at the girl. She doing what she supposed to do. That's what she supposed to do. I think the only thing that I take issue with is a lot of people forget that these girls do this on purpose. A lot of them. That's what they do. Hey, I'm not going to go after the ring and try to marry these niggas because these niggas ain't going to be SHIT no way. But I can get another bag if I backdoor them with the baby. That's more guaranteed than alimony. And you don't have to worry about all those years of being cheated on and suffered and all of that stuff. I mean, if I was a slut and I was a bad girl and I was around celebrities, I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have had my little whole phase too and went around me a few little ballers and whatnot. You feel what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at the hustle. You can't knock the hustle. You can't hate the player or the game at this point. It is what it is. Okay? So shout out to the women who doing it. But what we're not going to do is make it seem like, we should feel some type of sorry for these girls. Now, Aisha Howard came on here and cussed us out. And I have to say this in her defense. People on this internet be judging people, and I can say myself included. We be judging these celebrities like we living better lives than them. Like I think it's an outlet for us. And I'm saying us because I'm putting me in it too. Because that's what I do. That's what I do for a living. I get on here and drag celebrities. So it is what it is. But we be taking, I think dragging celebrities and people we don't know is an outlet for us. I mean, yeah, it feels good to call Rolly big, fat, funky, nasty G. You know what I'm saying? It's an outlet. It is. I can't say that to the lady who worked for me or who's my supervisor at work. That's what I want to say. So guess who get it? Rolly. Oh, how I want to call my supervisor that. Girl, you don't understand, but I can't tell her that. So when I get on baddies, Rolly catch the backlash. You get it? It's an outlet. You know what I'm saying? And when the girl cussed us out, I understood her saying, girl, y'all can't judge me when your baby daddies work at the tire shop or wooty wooty wham wham. I was like, touche, bitch. Touche. Okay. All right. You're right. Because her thing is, girl, I'm over here having $1 million problems. You hoes having $50 problems. How dare y'all? You see what I'm saying? So for that, I get. But what we're not going to do, Aisha Howard, is sit up here and act like you still not running behind and chasing a nigga who's literally running away from you. Like, he's sprinting away from you. That nigga is holding his head up like this. Girl, he is literally going Usain Bolt away from you, and you're running behind him. No, stop. Please. And we're not going to act like that's not happening. See, what you want us to do is be blind to the part where you look a fool. And we're not going to do that. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we could lighten up because we got bigger fish to fry in our own personal lives. We fucked up. You're right. But what we're not going to do is sit up there and act like you ain't going through hell and high water yourself. See, we're going to talk about that. Okay? We're going to talk about that. And you can't get mad because we're talking about it. It's par for the course. You are a social media, no, what she is? A celeb, not a celebrity, an influencer or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, let's get into her cussing us out, girl. She cussed us out like a dog. Yes, she did. She had some points, but girl, we not about to let you do it. We not about to let you do it, okay? She's a bad girl too. She's very pretty. She's very pretty. Now, like I said, I didn't know she was Lil Baby's baby mama. And Lil Baby not even all that. I don't know why. I don't know what y'all see about that. But let's get into her cussing us out, girl.
I've also come to realization that there are just certain allegations that I will never, ever beat with you guys. I came into this situation with the status because I have a child by a very successful artist, right?
Can we not, really quickly, I don't mean to cut her off, but can we stop making bitches celebrities for having baby daddies who are celebrity? That's how y'all did that shit with Toya. Y'all literally made her a celebrity because her baby daddy's a celebrity. Having a baby by a celebrity should not make you a celebrity. It should not give you influence. It just shouldn't. All you did was get pregnant. That's it. Like, why is that a new thing now? Why is that a new celebrity? So she's saying she already had a status because she had a baby by Lil Baby. So who gives a damn? Like, who cares? We got to stop normalizing this. I'm just saying. I just wanted to say that part.
From then, I'm viewed as a certain type of woman because I'm beautiful and I have a nice body. And normally women like that attract a certain caliber of men, which is also not my fault. And now that I am in yet another situation where I now have a child with another successful man, there's no telling you guys that I'm not a gold digger.
Let me say this too. Having that body and being beautiful don't necessarily put you around those group of men, because I see some real beautiful girls in Atlanta and they don't have proximity to those types of men. It's the social circles that these girls run in. And on top of that, they're beautiful. So don't get it twisted. It's a lot of BBLs running around Atlanta right now who don't have access to those niggas. And if they do, it's very temporary. At the club, they might let them come up there and get a drink or whatever, party with them for the night, screw them and then walk away. But for the most part, the average beautiful girl don't have that access. It's your social circles that y'all run it that gets y'all close to these dudes to get y'all proximities. Don't do that.
You guys, it's no beating those allegations at all. The only thing that irritates me is I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you?
Oh, wait. I ain't gonna lie. She clocked with that one. My girl said, y'all want to come on here and say I'm a gold digger, but what if I go to your page and said you was digging for poverty? I ain't gonna lie, she ate on that one. She ate. Y'all we gotta be honest. Listen, see, y'all gotta be like me. When a bitch clocked me, I could be like, all right, you got me. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like it, but I gotta give you all right, you got that one. She clocked. She did. I know it's a hard pill to swallow and it's a soft spot on the top of your head, but she clocked. Nigga said, if I go to your page and see your baby daddy, you was digging for poverty. Oh my God, that's a bar. I ain't gonna lie, that's a bar.
You kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. Is that why you kept your baby?
True.
Now, if that was triggering, that's how I feel every time somebody says, do you even love that baby? You kept that baby for a check. I've also come to realization that there are just certain allegations that I will never, ever beat with you guys.
Let me say this, y'all. This is the thing. Two things could be true at the same time. Yes, the people who criticizing her don't live better than her, don't got poor baby daddies. Yes, that's true. And at the end of the day, she's defending herself. You know what I'm saying? However, comma girl, you still really is a gold digger. And this is the thing. Only the black people think that being a gold digger is bad. Bitch, I would say I am, and I'm proud. I'm not messing with no broke ass niggas. Yes. For lack of better terms, I'm a gold digger. I ain't never messed with no broke ass. No, I did one time. Oh, it was the worst time of my life. That was a whole nother time. But I ain't gonna lie. The fuck? Yeah, I am. So you can't kill me with something that benefits me. Yes, I am a gold digger. What now? You should be digging for gold too. You black people, the only people demonize wanting a nigga to do something for you. Y'all is crazy. But at the end of the day, girl, you is a gold digger and just own it. You slept with Anthony Edwards unprotected, and you knew that it was a possibility to get pregnant. And in the back of your mind, as a woman, you said, "Well, at least if I get pregnant, this nigga worth hundreds of millions of dollars." Don't do that now. I'm a woman. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not gonna eat. I'm gonna give you an out and say you didn't purposely try to get pregnant. I'm gonna give you that. But what we're not going to do is act like you didn't say when that nigga went in raw, okay, you know what? If I do get pregnant, that nigga got hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm going to be straight. And that's me being nice. Okay? That's me being nice. Girl, it is what it is. You only mess with certain caliber of niggas in case the outcome is this. And there's nothing wrong with that. But don't get on here and bash the people for calling you what it is. Own it. Yes, bitch. The white girl will get on here and tell y'all and won't blink twice. The clear women who be in them social circles, oh yeah, of course. I mean, if he doesn't have money, like what's the point? Only black women, y'all is crazy. Y'all is crazy. Yes, ma'am. Two things could be true at once. Yes, we broke and we poor and we judging your situation. Yes, but also you is a gold digger. And also you did try to keep this baby and also to get money. I'm sorry. And also you are running behind a nigga who's running away from you. You see how two things could be true at the same time? Don't do that. Don't do that. You're deflecting. The fact of the matter is Anthony Edwards is making you look a damn fool on national internet. He's literally making you look like trash. And I heard on Tasha K yesterday that he be over there taking pictures with the other baby mama. He trolling you, making you look a mess. Oh, and by the way, I'm glad you brought that up, Ace. The bitch is 40 and he's like 25. No sympathy here. You too old. You knew better. You knew better. So yeah, it just is what it is. Yes, we're dumb. Yes, we're poor. But yes, you are a slut that go get pregnant by the right niggas. And guess what? We can all coexist in the same realm. You was running over there trying to get the baby to have his last name. And the nigga literally told you 1 trillion times, I don't want nothing to do with you nor the baby. And you still running behind this nigga. I want my child to have his last name. You're a clout chaser and you're running behind gold. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I would have got on here and say, and is, what's up? At the end of the day, I should start a course to teach you hoes how to go get pregnant by a nigga that could do something for you versus the nigga who can't. That's what I would have came on here and said. Same thing. Oh, he did that. Lil Baby did that to her too? Girl, it's something about your spirit and your aura that make these niggas want to smash you, but they hate you. It's something on your spirit and your aura that this is the thing. And I'm not a man, but I'm just assuming men are very visual. She's a beautiful girl. They see her and their little Petey bird do like this. So of course they want to, you're a beautiful woman, but it's something about you after the morning after that they don't like. Why are all these men doing this to you? Have you ever went back to look in the mirror and look past the glam, take the makeup, the hair off, and look past the glam and say, why am I attracting men who treat me like this? What about me that's making all these men do this to me? It's an uncomfortable conversation to have. I've had it before. I've had the conversation, especially after my marriage. I had the conversation of why did this nigga keep cheating? What about me? What am I? You know what I mean? It's an uncomfortable conversation to have. And I don't want nobody to get on here and say, but Voodoo, it's not your fault that a man cheat on you. That's not what I'm saying, but there's some contributing factors as well. It's a conversation that we all have to have. That's a part of healing. It hurts. It's ugly. It's not good, but it helps. It's a part of healing. If you've never looked at yourself in any of these situations, you've never healed. Period. Point blank. It just is what it is. And I think that this girl needs to do the same thing. She needs to get in the mirror and take everything off. Look natural you and look beyond the beauty that you see and look through and say, what is wrong with me? What am I doing to attract these men that literally want to sleep with me and throw me away? That says a lot. Because everyone I ever mess with be trying to double back, spin the block. You feel me? But that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? Seriously, though. Because if Lil Baby did this to you and then Anthony Edwards did that to you, they see zero value in you. These are men who see zero value in you. They tossing you away like Alabama trash. That would bother me. That would bother me about me. Like, why these men don't have zero value? But she ate though. Yes. Our baby daddies is poor. Mine is. Yes, he is. Poor as a dog. So you're right, but still, two things can be true. You look a mess. Girl, you stop running behind that nigga. He don't want you or the baby. Move on. He told you that from the gate. You should have planned accordingly. You should have planned accordingly. And it is what it is. You're not about to get mad at us because we stating the obvious. Okay. Now let's move on. So, girl, let's go get Young Thug now. Let's go get Young Thug now. You want it? Here it come. Here it comes. So I told y'all they slapping RICOs on all these celebrities. Yes, I did. They're trying to get rid of all of these new people. I'm sorry, all of these old people so that they can control the new people, okay? That's what this is all about. So basically what's happening is Lil Baby is now allegedly being set up for RICO. Now, this is the gag about this whole situation. This is the gag. They have been speaking about this situation in the past before. They've also talked about how remember he did that what do you call it? Remember he did that video shoot in the Ops neighborhood, and those kids were unalived, and people were just like, well, it's really not his fault. These kids already had beef. And I was like, yeah, but he kind of agitated the beef. You see what I'm saying? By doing what he did. And people didn't really see it like that, but I saw it like that. I'm like, well, if he hadn't come out there and shot that video, it's a possibility that those young boys, you know, would have been alive. And it just is what it is. People don't like to hear that, but it is what it is. Lil Baby's whole image and his whole it's funny we going right into her baby daddy right after this, but his image and his claim to fame is profiting off of exploiting gang culture and violence. He's not the first rapper to do it. He's not going to be the last rapper to do it. I think what bothers me about these rappers, the one thing I will say, if I had to give any respect to the drill rappers, which I don't, but if I had to give respect to the drill rappers, at least they practice what they preach. They living by the sword that they going to die by. A lot of these characters like Lil Baby, they will come out here and preach this shit and live completely differently, okay? Now, Lil Baby can go out here and talk about ops this and ops that and da. But his children don't live under those conditions. T.I. did the same thing. Rick Ross. Who else? Young Jeezy. They all sell you poverty and sell you violence, but they don't live that same poverty and violence. They're profiting off of you being under the ground. Does that make sense? And that's what Lil Baby has been doing. I don't feel no ways about Lil Baby at all. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't feel no ways. Now they got people coming out of the woodworks talking about they got wiretaps and they testifying. They trying to put him under the jail. And guess what? I don't care. Because I don't care about none of these rappers. Okay? I don't care about none of these rappers. So now when it comes to Lil Baby's RICO, it says, according to reports or several reports, Atlanta gang detective Marissa Vavarito appeared in court earlier this week in the case involving the fatal shooting of two 13-year-old boys. That's the video shoot he was at. Lamont Freeman and his friend Jacody Davis, who were killed during the birthday party. It says, as we previously shared, 3 people were shot as Lil Baby filmed a music video in Atlanta's West End neighborhood in May of 2024. In February 2025, the Atlanta Police Department accused Lil Baby of knowingly filming a rival gang territory or in a rival gang territory, triggering a deadly cycle of violence that spiraled out of control. After being called out by APD, Lil Baby, born Dominique Armani Jones, broke his silence on Instagram. In his story, he wrote, "Thanks for all the concerns. Please do not be misinformed by fake news. I'm overly good." On Monday, March 31st, a preliminary hearing was held to determine whether there's enough evidence for the suspects in Freeman and Davis case to stand trial. Inside Fulton County courtroom, Atlanta gang detective Marissa Vavarito testified that investigators used social media posts, wiretaps, ballistic surveillance, and interviews with informants to build the case against 7 men charged in with the 2 teams. Vavarito alleged the defendants are a part of the Goodfellas criminal gang. Meanwhile, APD claims Lil Baby is affiliated with their rival street gang 4PF, 4 Pockets Full. As one wiretap played, Vavarito claimed it proved Lil Baby's alleged involvement in several murder-for-hire plots. She claimed the taps captured 2 people discussing a couple of bounties, which Vavarito said the callers dubbed tickets. She further alleged that the tickets were placed by Dominique Jones, Lil Baby's real name. However, the rapper's attorney Drew Findings and Marissa Goldberg continues to deny any gang affiliation or wrongdoing in the case, calling the claims complete and total nonsense. So they saying they got wiretaps, that he on the phone, putting out hits on people, calling them tickets, and he over there starting up gang violence because he's filming in rival neighborhoods and this, that, and the third. Now we're going to get into it. Let me say this too. I know people like Lil Baby. I know he has a fan base. I get it. But at the end of the day, these rappers are the new drug dealers to the souls and the minds of these kids, and I think they need to go. This nigga done made a lot of money off of promoting violence in these neighborhoods. Don't get me wrong, the neighborhood's gonna be violent regardless. That's what happens when you put people in poverty and pain. However, y'all don't see y'all didn't see what happened to the last security guards. If I was a rapper, you couldn't, girl, listen, I wouldn't have nothing to do with that. I wouldn't even want to rap about none of this stuff. Okay? They just let Thug out, and he about to go back in if he keep playing with them. And now it's Lil Baby's turn. Let's get into this testifying that happened down here. Check it out.
What's going on? Man, like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's going on?
All right, that's the first slide. They about to bury this boy. When the APD came out and said that they want to connect him to those kids killing each other, I already knew that they trying to bury him. I'm telling you. Let's get to the next slide. Now, this is according to them. They're saying that Lil Baby got tickets on people's heads and all of that. Y'all got to learn. Listen, they done already studied your language, fool. If y'all going to be on here talking crazy on these phones, y'all got to create a whole completely different language. Oh, instead of putting the price on somebody's head, I'm going to just say tickets. Like the people not going to know what you're talking about. That's stupid. That's really dumb. And I'm just trying to, I don't promote people committing crimes, but if you're going to commit crimes, you got to create a whole new language that literally nobody knows. You can't use little tidbits from other languages. Create a brand new one. Let's get into it.
Suspects charged in the murders of two 13-year-old children last summer showed no emotion as a gang detective testified against them in court today. Channel 2's Michael Seiden is live outside the Fulton County Courthouse. And Michael, today's hearing was part of the preliminary hearing, which will determine if there's enough evidence for the suspects to stand trial.
And Karen, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. In the last hour, that prelim wrapped up for the day. There's still another defense attorney who needs to cross-examine that APD gang detective. But we were inside the courtroom earlier today for some compelling testimony. One by one, the suspects charged in the 2024 murders of 13-year-old Lamont Freeman and his friend 13-year-old Jacody Davis took their seats inside a Fulton County courtroom for day 3 of a preliminary hearing, which will determine if there's sufficient evidence for the men to stand trial.
So I think that we are ready to begin.
An APD detective who asked us not to show her face because she's involved in undercover investigations took the stand for more than
the suspects charged in the murders of
2 hours. She testified that investigators used social media posts and wiretaps to determine that the 7 defendants are members or associates of the Goodfellas criminal street gang. Police say the shooting stemmed from a gang war sparked by rapper Lil Baby, who they claim is affiliated with the rival criminal street gang 4PF. Last May, police say the hip-hop superstar filmed a music video in their territory and multiple people were shot, which investigators say sparked the gang war. The attorney for Lil Baby called called those claims complete and total nonsense and added that his client had absolutely nothing to do with those shootings. During cross-examination today, defense attorney Brian Tevis criticized the investigation and claimed that investigators did not have any evidence that proves his client was involved or even in a gang.
I've been photographed with Chief Justice John Roberts. Am I a member of the Supreme Court?
Is the Supreme Court a gang?
Well, they're affiliated. In fact, there's 3 or more members, and if any of them commits a crime, you would say they're in a gang, right?
If they commit criminal street gang
2 hours.
activity.
Yeah, some of the back and forth that we saw during cross-examination. Now, again, this is going to continue next Monday at 12:30, and at that point, the judge will decide if there's enough evidence for these suspects to stand trial. We're live in downtown Atlanta. Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action News.
Activity.
This is going to pull us into Young Thug. But I told y'all, Young Thug, before we get to him, but he talked too much. He should be shut. The way Young Thug's probation is set up, he shouldn't be commenting on nothing. But here go Young Thug, the biggest liar in the DA. Put a pin in Young Thug. Let's go back to Dominique, Lil Baby. This is the thing. This is the thing.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's going on?
This is the thing. I don't know if he have any affiliation in this crime. I don't know. This could be, because right now it's hearsay. These 2 other people talking about how Baby got tickets on people's head. We don't know. But what I'm telling you is this rap game is not set up for people to thrive. The rap game is set up for people to fail. You're going to make a whole lot of money. The orange juice people are going to prop you up, put you in all these algorithms, get all your songs with bots and all of that stuff. And then when they're done with you, after you think you made all this money, they come to collect like the Grim Reaper, except they don't want your soul. Sometimes they want the money back. Okay? It's Lil Baby's turn. Thug just got out. Okay? And he over there just talking off the cuff. And I'm over here saying, where's his attorney? Lil Baby, the fact of the matter is these boys go into already corrupt neighborhoods and already situations that's already got beef. There's no reason he needed to go in them hoods to film these videos. These rappers glorify the streets and they don't live it, but they don't care that you unaliving each other on the streets. All they know is they make a bag. Yes, some of your own that are going to have to try with treason. Baby and all these other rappers are some of those people. Politicians, a lot of these people, it's going to be some of our own that are going to be part of the issue. Okay? And in my opinion, I don't feel no ways from Tuesday about Lil Baby being brought up in these trials and all of this stuff. I don't care. That is cancerous to the community, and it is what it is because these children are dying. Children are dying. Okay? I feel the same way about drill rap, all of this stuff. It's one thing to mess up the mentality and the minds of people. But when you turn around and have people's lives being taken, that's too much. But they on his ass. I'm telling you now, they on his ass. They on his ass. Rebel Media says Young Thug has freedom of speech. You lying to me? Y'all don't understand what parole and probation is. It's jail on the outside. Hell, we barely got freedom of speech. I can't come on here and say what I want to say. But since we on Thugger, let's get into Thugger. We'll keep our eyes on this case. So here come Thug. Comment. Biggest liar in the DA office. All my homies hate Vivarito. This Thug. Now, Thug, when I saw this yesterday and the other stuff you was commenting on with the young shooter stuff, the first thing I said was, Thug, you better tread light for them people violate you. I said that. Under Thug's probation, them people damn near got a gag on this nigga. He can't even rap about nothing like this, let alone go on Twitter and use his Twitter fingers. This is the thing. This is why people were telling Thug not to take this deal, because they literally was like, Thug, if you take this deal, mind you, it's a 10-year probation or something like that. You're going to violate. The terms and conditions of the probation is so strenuous. There's no way you're not going to violate it. The only way Thug won't violate his probation is if he go off to a foreign land and become a Muslim. And even then he trading over thin ice. So here you come. It's 20 years. It might be 20 years. It's a long time. But here you come commenting on something that ain't got nothing to do with you, thug. Nothing to do with you. I wouldn't speak on none of that shit. And here come Thugger, just beat a case. Well, didn't even beat it. Just got out from a case. And now they're trying to violate the hell out you. You was a new age fool, Young Thug. You are a new age fool. And I know him and I know that him and Baby are friends. I get that. Don't get me wrong. I truly get that. But at the end of the day, you need to mind your business and talk about what's dealing with you. I wouldn't be dealing with none of this stuff. So boom, let's move forward to Young Thug. So here comes Young Thug reacting on Twitter to stuff and whoop and all this types of stuff. And the people wants to violate his ass, okay? So, according to reports, Thug being active on Twitter got them folks on his ass. They want him gone. Fannie Lewis, what her name? Fannie, what's the DA name? Whatever her name is. Fannie. She's on here already doing press conferences talking about how it's a threat that he said about the DA and this is completely violating his stuff and whoop and them people done filed the paperwork. Let's get into a little bit of the paperwork, then we're gonna get into Fannie. It says in the Superior Court of Fulton County, State of Georgia versus Jeffrey Williams, defendant, comes now the State of Georgia by and through the understood counsel and moves the honorable court to immediately revoke the probation of defendant Jeffrey Williams. The defendant has demonstrated a blatant disregard for the law, the safety of witnesses, and the integrity of judicial proceedings. The state submits that the defendant's continued presence in the community under probationary supervision presents a clear and present danger to public safety and undermines the rules of the law. When you come out of jail on probation and or parole, you are not free. You are literally you're in jail on the outside of the bars. That's all you are. Them people could violate you at any second and you're going right back. Okay? It just is what it is. So him commenting on social media, commenting on the Young Scooter case, commenting on this, commenting on that, you are in direct violation of your probation. Unfortunately, you should be able to come out here and say what you want to say, but they can take anything and twist it and make it a threat, and that's literally what they're doing. Okay? Let's really be clear about this. They want him under the jail, okay? It was dumb for him to take that charge anyway. But let's get into some of the stuff. Hold on. Let's get into Fannie. Hold on. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Let's get into what Fannie had to say. I hope that's not too low.
District Attorney Fannie Willis.
What our motion is concerned about is that we serve.
This is super low. Let me find a higher let me find a louder video. Y'all get the likes up on the video. That's super low. I didn't realize how low that was. Let me see. This one might be louder. It seems like they all low. Could y'all hear that? Could y'all hear that? Hold on one second. I'm gonna let it play. I think all of these videos are really low like this. Let me check my volume. I feel like the volume up. All right, let's check it out again.
District Attorney Fannie Willis.
What our motion is concerned about is that we certainly believe that his post was to threaten law enforcement, which is all part of gang activity.
Jeffrey Williams' attorney Brian Steele told me by phone it is never appropriate to be engaged in any type of witness intimidation. It is never appropriate to threaten to murder another person. The prosecution's motion to revoke Jeffrey's probation should not be well received and should be swiftly rejected. It is irresponsible to file a motion of this sort when Jeffrey has done absolutely nothing, Steele said, to violate any condition of probation or threaten a witness.
We know that it is clear to Mr. Williams that the intent of the district attorney is to stop gang activity in Fulton County, Georgia. We believe the judge's order is clear, and that this is an intentional violation.
District Attorney Fonnie Willis.
What our motion is
Okay.
about.
I was trying to see if I could find it on another platform, but this is the thing. This is the thing. What Fannie is saying is basically it was a clear violation because he's violating his parole by even threatening. She calling it a threat by him saying none of my homies like this DA and this, that, and the third. They're now trying to make it seem like he's threatening them people. And I told you that was going to happen. I told you. Because Young Thug needs to mind his mother plucking business. Period, point blank. This has nothing to do with you. Let Lil Baby figure out what the hell he got going on by himself. This has nothing to do with you. You are on one of the most strictest probations I've ever seen. And then they giving y'all probations for 10 and 20 and 15 years, knowing you're not going to last that long. This is the thing. Even if this don't go nowhere, they're going to catch him again. They're going to catch him slipping again. That nigga should have turned around and been a monk. He shouldn't have nothing to say. This is what he had to say in response. He says, I don't make threats to people. I'm a good person. I would never condone anyone threatening anyone or definitely participating in threatening anyone. I'm all about peace and love. That's the crazy part of this, all of this. That's the crazy part of all of this. He's not understanding that what he's doing on social media, them people is going to take it and twist it and make it something worse than what it is. That's what they do. That's how they roll. Right, Mia? Because guess what? If I was him, I wouldn't even have no social media. I wouldn't even have no social media. Girl, I would go NBA young boy. I'd be off in the middle of nowhere, girl, in a mansion. I wouldn't even have no social media. They're gonna violate him again. Even if they don't get it this time, they're going to, it's inevitable. They're going to violate him because that parole and probation or whatever it is not even realistic for anybody to live under. It's just not. There was this guy who did a video talking about it. And I want to kind of get into what he had to say. It's a white guy. Let's get into what he had to say in his thoughts about this situation. Hold on one second.
That I don't mean to keep pounding on this borderline frivolous petition to revoke bond that Adam Abate and Simone Hilton have filed against Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug. But, well, maybe I do. Maybe I do. So let's keep pounding on it. And I've said this before. Prosecutors have special responsibilities under the rules of conduct, and those that have been adopted by Georgia. So let's look at one of these special responsibilities of a prosecutor. And it's right here, right up here. The prosecutor in a criminal case shall refrain from prosecuting a charge that the prosecutor knows is not supported by probable cause. Now, one could argue whether this is a charge, it's a petition to revoke, but certainly it is in that same league. It's within the spirit of the rule that you don't go after somebody if there's not probable cause. Where's the probable cause in this petition? I don't see it anywhere. Again, it is a petition that's been filed with no citation to case law, alleging that somehow Jeffrey Williams' criticism of a public official amounts to an an event that requires revocation under the Georgia law based on what other people said, not at all based on what Jeffrey said. And it is just ridiculous. Let's expound upon this for just a moment. This is the comment section of our Georgia rule, okay? And again, I think this is so important. A prosecutor has the responsibility of a minister of justice, and not simply that of an advocate. In other words, if you're not a prosecutor, if you're an attorney, you can zealously advocate and not be as concerned with the issue of justice. You can be a zealous advocate for your client. Prosecutors cannot do that. They have incredible power. Okay? Incredible power. What does Spider-Man say? With great power comes great responsibility. I guess Spider-Man lifted that from our model rules. But look, this petition is borderline frivolous, and one could even say horseshit. And as prosecutors, it should never have been filed.
All right, so that was they say he's an attorney on the YSL case. Weinstein is his name, whatever. Orange juice. But that was the man in what he's saying. He's saying that it's frivolous, and it is frivolous. But they're going to make a mountain out of a molehill every time it comes down to Jeffrey. Jeffrey has to go sit down somewhere. Nobody needs your input on none of this. Go lay down. Lil Baby is already got his hands full with his situation. Let Lil Baby handle his situation. It's not worth you violating your probation, speaking out on his behalf. Because at the end of the day, he don't need you in his corner. Lil Baby's got this man right here who's going to make sure that anything goes down, he is okay. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? He don't need you. Any man who decides to become an ice cream sandwich between two clears don't need the help of no Jeffrey Williams. Lil Baby is going to be all right. Let the clear sandwich people help him. He don't need your help. He don't need nothing from you. You mind your business, Jeffrey. Let Dominique handle what he got to handle. Hopefully, these clear men right here, putting them in between two clear people, balls to butt. Hopefully, what they'll do is come through on a clutch and help my boy. You feel what I'm saying? You mind your business, Jeffrey. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay? Hopefully he could cash in on this favor right here. Okay? This nigga became a ham and cheese sandwich. Hopefully he can cash in on You get it? And what's the point in letting niggas put you in the sandwich if you ain't gonna be able to cash in on the favors? This is a real question. It's hustling backwards. As a woman, I'm not sleeping with no man who can't do nothing for me. What's the point? I don't think Dominique gonna let these clear men put him in an ice cream sandwich for no reason. I'm pretty sure he gonna be able to get out of it. He gonna call these clear men. They're gonna come get him and they're gonna help him out. I'm pretty positive. Jeffrey, you mind your business, Jeffrey. Okay? Mind your business, Jeffrey. He got this. Now, y'all could be mad at me all you want. I didn't take the picture, and I wasn't one of the clear men on the front end of the bike. Y'all got to take that up with Dominique. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay? I'm just reporting the news. But I tell you what, if I went to a freak off and allowed somebody to be on my booty like that, I'm definitely calling back the cash in the favor. I'm just saying. You don't get something for nothing from over here. I'm coming back. Especially if I was a man. I'm coming back to cash in on the favor. Okay? You done embarrassed me out here in front of my people. Coming back. Call somebody, nigga. You know the judge. Get somebody on the line. Okay? Yeah. Y'all crazy. Nikki Lately, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Chosen One, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for making my days. Hashtag Black Women Rock. Thank you so much. Now, for real though, y'all think I'm playing. Y'all, listen, when I seen balls to butt on this photo, it gave me nightmares. Balls to butt, girl. Balls to butt. And I don't even have balls, but I do have a butt. And that really messed with my brain. You know what I mean? To see this young Black man sandwiched in like this, that hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? And it should hurt yours too. Nah, I want this photo etch-a-sketched in y'all brains. Next time y'all see Dominique, I want this to be the next thing you come up in your mind with, okay? I'm tired of y'all acting like this ain't, you know what I'm saying? Girl, y'all is crazy. Y'all is crazy. And it is what it is. With that being said, Jeffrey, we gonna keep an eye out on you. Them people say they want your head off your shoulders and put you back in prison. You gained a lot of weight. That means you was eating good in there. So at least you're gonna get some good food. Your stove probably was lit. But with that being said, y'all, I gotta get up off of here. I'm gonna be at the dollhouse by 5 o'clock, y'all. We gonna Joce this baddies tea and this rockhead tea at 5, okay? Make sure y'all pull over and pop out at the dollhouse later on this evening. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're returning, welcome back. I got to get up off of here. I will see y'all on the next one, girl. Tomorrow morning I don't know what time, but tomorrow morning. Y'all meet me around here. See y'all later. Love y'all down to the ground. Joce y'all out. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.